U.S. debt downgrade greeted with political anger and trading calm. That's the headline from the Financial Times, and this is Fitch Rating downgrading U.S. Debt. What it really signals is the beginning of the end, and this is what we've been saying: the death of the dollar. And your death of the dollar is going to come when they lower interest rates, and that's going to happen. Fitch also expects the general government deficit to rise to 6.3% of gross domestic product in 2023, up from 3.7% last year. So this is serious. And again, much of the world is tired, not only of the United States' geopolitical hegemony, but also the economic hegemony. They had enough. And this is just the beginning of it. Tremendous sums sitting in investor cash accounts. These are by the private equity groups, the hedge funds, and the others. They're complaining. T. Rowe Price said, you're getting yields on money market funds that you haven't had in 15 years. You're probably experiencing the worst of it right now. Investors are waiting for the Federal Reserve to get out of the way, meaning that people aren't playing the markets. I'll get 5.5% on my money, and I don't have to worry about anything because interest rates are so high. This is going to damage the equity markets. And by the way, August is a down time often for the equity markets because it's vacation time. So trading is very light. And when trading's light, it could fluctuate very quickly. And we think that's going to happen. And again, we're saying the worst is yet to come in late September and October. As we all know, anybody that, of course, that's tuned in, the deep debt this country is in, and how the imbeciles and morons, the jerks and lowlives that we call politicians, keep putting us deeper and deeper in debt, keep stealing more and more of our money to give to the military-industrial complex and the big banksters and the other gangsters. And now they're at it again. We have a $31.4 trillion deficit. And yesterday, I heard that President Biden said that if they didn't do what he wants in renewing the debt levels, that he may impose the 14th Amendment. Double-digit premium increases, higher deductibles, new coverage limits, home insurers are insuring less, charging more, blah, 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 blah. All right? There's no inflation, no inflation. All your insurance is going up across the board. It costs you a fortune to get your stupid everything tech car fixed. The stupid everything tech car now costs about $50,000. You see how bad this thing is going? Inflation's not going away. Yeah, the numbers aren't coming in as high, but what's gone up is staying up. And again, you read your Trends Journal, Unilever, Coca-Cola, Pepsi-Cola, one company after another. They're making, sales are down, profits are up because they're charging more. Greedflation. It's the American and European way. And any of us that have tough times and we can't pay a mortgage or any other debt, take it away from them. You don't deserve to get a break. Only the government could steal money and borrow as much as it can. All you plantation workers of Slavelandia, if you can't pay your debt on your car, on your house, you lose it. You got it? Those are the laws for you, but we're special. We make up the laws for ourselves and do what we want. We're the politicians. The first half of this year, Chinese investments and new contracts in mining and metals sector topped $10 billion, according to a report from Green Finance and Development Center in Fudan University in Shanghai, as reviewed by the Financial Times. You see what they're doing? The business of China is business. The business of America is war. while the Chinese are investing because they're getting all these precious metals that they know they're going to need, and investing in all these Asian and African and other and Latin American countries. What does the United States do? We need more military bases. We're sending weapons to Taiwan. We're sending weapons to Ukraine. We're stupid f***ing shitheads. And this is what's going on. The world has had enough of America's economic and military hegemony. They don't want it anymore. So they're getting off the dollar, and you see what's going on with gold prices. As we're speaking now, spot gold is at $2,040 an ounce. Inflation has driven 4 million Nigerians into poverty, according to the World Bank, and 63% of Nigerians, or about 133 million people, were already classed last November, quote, as being multi-dimensionally poor. All right? This is part of the New World disorder. Why do you think people are leaving their countries? Lack of basic living standards, crime, government corruption, violence, made worse by the sanctions that the United States and Europe put on Russia that have driven up the food prices all over the world and energy prices. So the people are suffering. This is just the beginning, and that's why we're mentioning it. And again, the higher interest rates go, the worse everything becomes. This is a $31.4 trillion worth of debt. If this went on in another country, you know, like in Argentina, and you see the trouble that they're in with their inflation rate and the decline of their was it the peso that they have there? This is the same thing. This is like a third world country level of debt, because the bottom line is of this, as I see it, this is the beginning of the death of the dollar. So when you're talking about this debt level, what they're not talking about in the media is how the rest of the world looks at this and saying, why do I want dollars when these people are so deep in debt and they're just printing up money backed by nothing and printed on nothing? So this is very serious.